Hi guys, welcome back to Photoshop for web developers. My name is Neil Pearce, and in this lesson we're going to focus on how we can create our services section. We're going to use our newfound knowledge of creating our rounded stitch effect. We're going to finish it off with some icons and some text, so it's going to be pretty straightforward. But first of all, we're going to do the background of our services sections, our rounded stitch effect, and we'll carry on with the text and the icons in the following lesson. Okay, so if we pick up from where we left off then, where we had our slider finished. Okay, so first thing I'm going to want to do is to create another title bar with the stars. But instead of doing it all again, all we can do is just copy the one we've already got with the welcome one. So if we open up our welcome group, locate our welcome divider, and we can either drag this down into the new icon layer at the bottom there, or we can do what we normally do, select that, select the move tool, hold down our shift and alt key, and then it's dragged down and you're already there, aren't you? So position that about there, open that group up, change the welcome text to our services, then we're going to want to distribute horizontal layers, so select our text layer and our right and left stars all together. With the move tool selected, we'll go to distribute horizontal centers and just make sure that's nice and aligned and nice and central. So move your document up using the space bar. Then what we're going to do now is to create our first circle, which is going to be web design service. So we'll call this design in a moment. So if we close that off, change this group name to services divider. Make sure we're nice and organized. Okay, and then we'll just take that out of that group. We don't want it in there. Possibly move it down below the slider group. Okay, so select the background layer, then should we create a new layer? No, we won't. We'll go to ellipse tool and then make sure that shape layers is selected, and bring back our guides. Then we're going to want to use these 4 guides here. Just put our circle in there, so we'll do that. Okay, and for some reason I've got my fill down. Okay, so I want to give this a white colour. Then right click on that, bring up the layer styles, and we're going to give this a stroke. We're going to make sure the size is 5 pixels, and the colour will be, click the little colour rectangle there, bring up the colour picker, change this to 97, 9D, 97. Click OK, and then we're going to want to give it a pattern background or pattern overlay. So click that. Of course, we're going to use our stripy pattern as we normally do. Click away from that. I'm going to bring the opacity down to about 60 at the moment. It's going to just adjust this so we can get it looking right. Bring the scale down to about 60 again, and bring up the opacity slightly, a bit more, about 70%. Make that to 50. Okay, so 72, 50, that looks good to me. Click OK, hide our guides so we can see it a bit better. Is it looking like that one? Yeah. Bring down the opacity slightly on that on them stripes. So open up your layer styles, click pattern overlay, and let's bring the opacity down 55. Okay, so that looks good to me. What we want to do now is create our stitch effect. So as before, with the ellipse tool selected, shape layers on. What you want to do as well is make sure that the style in our options bar up here is turned off. So we click this little arrow here and then turn off our styles, otherwise it'll give all our layer styles to our circle we're going to be using for our path, for our stitches. So turn the foreground to white, doesn't have to be, but I just like to see it. Okay, so hold down the shift key, click and drag out to our circle, and using my thumb on the space bar I can adjust this to where I want it. Looks good to me. Okay, then turn the fill down again so we can see our path. Then select the horizontal type tool. I'm going to increase the size of this so I can see what I'm doing. Control plus on my keyboard. Again, so when the cursor changes, we're going to click in there and do our text. We're going to make sure that our font is changed to Arial. Regular, and change that to 22, I think. So grab these two little T's here, click and drag down, so you can go right up or down. We go to 22, or better still, type it in there. Oh no, we won't. 22, okay, that'll do. Font can be white. Actually, we'll change that to a grey colour, a light grey, CCC, CCC, and then of course click in there, use your minus key and just type in our font, our stitch effect, so we get to the end. Excellent. Click OK. OK that with the little tick at the top here. Okay, so let's get rid of our shape now. What we want to do then is to make this stand out a little bit more by giving it some layer styles. So right click on that, bring up our layer styles, and we just want to give it an inner shadow. Turn the opacity down to 15%, and we'll do 101, 101, and we'll give it a drop shadow as usual. We'll do it as a white, normal white, and then it'll be 100. Gives that nice white edge to it. You can just about see all the subtle things count. That really does make a difference. And okay, that, so what you can see now is, for some reason we've got a tiny little gap there. In the original design I had a bigger gap, so just thought it'd be nice just to add a little fray to it. So add a new layer, and using the pencil tool, we'll turn the colour to, try that one a little bit lighter. Actually, we'll leave it as CCCC, and then with the size set to 2, turn the hardness down to about 50%, and we'll increase the size of that so we can see what we're doing. And we'll just grab, we could probably do this with the pencil tool or the brush, but we'll just do that with the pencil tool. Another one there. It's a bit big. It's just a case of mucking around. Okay, that'll do. Okay, so we've got all that done, the background and stuff, so we just need to change this layer to call it fray. Then let's group all this together, keep it all organised, and we'll call this group design, because it's going to be the design service section. Then let's So creating all that again, just copy it. So with that group selected, hold down the Shift and Alt key with the move tool selected. Again, we'll just click and drag out another 2 times. Bring back our guides. That's new enough there. Just bring that out a bit more. Okay, then we want to select all of our groups and then click the move tool, make sure that's selected, and distribute horizontal centers. This middle one here, and then center that middle one, and we're good to go. We'll change that to develop. And we'll change this one to marketing, because that's going to be a marketing service. Okay, so obviously we don't want the fray looking identical to the rest of them, so what we can do is just grab that layer and just slip it down somewhere else, and the same with the other one. So we can move that. Or we might just want to create a new one. Delete that layer. It looks rubbish. Let's create a new layer. Move our document over. And then with the pencil tool, we'll just create one about there. Don't have to, but I thought it'd be nice to get a bit more creative. So there's a services section, almost complete. All we need to do now then is the next lesson we'll look at how we can download and use these icons, and then finish it off with our text. So thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next lesson.